On the road again. I just can't wait to get on that road again. The love I love is making music with my friends. And I can't wait to get on the road again. I can't wait to get on the road again. I can't wait to get on the road again. I can't wait to get on the road again.
That's what I call drama on TNT today, baby.
Michigan International Speedway, where the 23rd race of the NASCAR Winston Cup season is about to get underway. First, we go trackside for today's opening ceremony.
And now for the most magic words in motorsports, here is our Grand Marshal, Ken Sikkema. Gentlemen, start your engine!
It's Bobby Labonte on pole with Ryan Newman alongside. 2 top 5 finishes here in Michigan in 4 tries. Pretty good record.
And row 2, last week's winner, Robbie Gordon and Kevin LePage. Surprise 4th place qualifier.
Terry Labonte making his 50th start here in Michigan. Jason Leffler alongside there in row 3.
Another shock on the inside of row 4. Great qualifying run. Christian Fittipaldi, Jeff Burton on the outside.
Got Dave Blaney and Jimmy Spencer in row number 5. Spencer with his best qualifying in the last 17 Winston Cup races.
And there's Harvick and Biffle back in row 6.
Kevin Harvick, winner of yesterday's NASCAR Busch Series race. Michael Waltrip and Larry Foyt. Row number 7, Waltrip 2 top 5 finishes in his last 3 races here in Michigan.
Back in row 8 is Jimmy Johnson and Casey Mears. A couple of young guys.
Casey, winner of an ARCA race here back in June. Elliott Sadler driving for Robert Yates. And Steve Park for Richard Childress. Back in row number 9.
And row 10 might see a winner out of this row. Junior, Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Kurt Busch.
All right, while we look at the rest of the grid, this Jeff Gordon's car stopped down at pit exit. Something up there. You see some of the crew running toward it. Some of the 48 crew a little bit closer to where Gordon came to rest. So we'll follow up on that here in a minute. While we watch the rest of the parade and pace laps, we'll give Kevin Harvick a shout.
Yeah, let's give him a try. Hang on. Okay. Hey, Kevin, this is Wally up in the booth. You hear me? Hey, that was a pretty cool trophy you won yesterday in that Busch race. You're not going to give that to Childress, are you?
I thought we were going to have to wrestle over it, but Richard, the people at Cabela's were nice enough to make 2 of them, so that's probably the coolest trophy I've ever got.
Yeah, I saw that last year when I ran here in the Busch race. That is a cool trophy. How's your car for today?
6DM Goodrich Chevrolet's pretty good. It was all right yesterday. We made some small adjustments last night. We'll have to see what the racetrack gives us today and go from there. So I don't want you trying to shoot my bears up there on that trophy either, Wally. I've seen you hunt. You're dangerous.
I'm sure you've got it in a safe place. Good luck today, buddy.
Guys.
It'll be 200 laps on this 2-mile track to make up the 400-mile distance today. $4.4 million lies at the end of that distance, and we're set to go with NASCAR Winston Cup Racing from Michigan.
Be a little bit slick these first couple laps because we did get a lot of rain. There's been nobody on the racetrack since, but it didn't wash all the rubber away, as you can see there in the corners.
Oh, big jumble back in the pack. Kenny Wallace pushed way up the racetrack. See him fan out 4 wide there. Everybody got away okay.
And here comes Harvick on the inside. Goes blowing by Dave Blaney in the 77.
Wow.
We got 3. Did we get 4 wide?
Yeah, Kevin LePage got real loose there right in the middle of 4.
Ryan Newman leads lap 1. Bobby Labonte second. Kevin LePage third, Jason Leffler racing Robbie Gordon for fourth. Jimmy Johnson got by Jason Leffler for third a second ago, and here he is racing Labonte for second.
That's a spot right there. It's hard for the 48 to make that pass getting off the corner. Bill, you got something on 48?
Well, I talked to Jack Knaus this morning, and he said they made small changes to their car, basically a spring change, and they tuned down the shocks because Jimmy couldn't stay in the throttle in happy hour. So I went down to him and I go, small change, and that thing's flying. He just pointed to his brain and said, it's all about the driver. Half the job is making them think they're going to be faster today.
Start talking about Jeff Gordon. This is what he was concerned about. Going in the corner on the bottom of someone. Said it felt like these cars would get loose when you're down under someone. Looks like Jimmy Johnson was able to get alongside the 18 without any problem. Take the spot away.
Now that sun popped out here. Now that racetrack, if that sun stays out and that racetrack gets warm, you're going to
Trouble turn 3. Jamie McMurray. Oh, man, he had such a good car.
Keep going, or is it hurt?
looks like he may have got into the
Whole front end off it, Lawrence. No, what is forward.
And the caution is out 15 laps into the race.
All right, here we are on board. Looks like he may have had a tire go down. VP went up that racetrack pretty quick.
Yeah, went to the corner of the right front tire.
We're done now.
One of our stat guys just told me that he just lost
keep going, or is it hurt?
the 10 spots in the last lap or so. So he realized the tire was going down, but
Yeah, that's definitely a tire down.
He was trying to ride it out, hoping for the caution, and he was the caution. Somebody's going to take 2 tires here and try and get track position because they've only run 16 laps.
Yep.
A lot of them are going to take 2.
All right, Dave, go ahead.
And Matt Kenseth is one of those guys that has really been talking about it right now, running in the back of the pack, guys. His car was very, very tight, and so they wanted to also make a wedge and air pressure adjustment. Let's see if they give him 2 and send him on his way. He definitely has a car that will not handle right now, and they're going to make both that chassis and air pressure adjustment. 2 tires, Marty.
Dave, how about that? Ryan Newman's already gone. 2 tires and a round in the right rear for him. Just a little bit tight, trying to loosen the car out, Bill.
Oh, that was a
chassis
race.
adjustment, 2 right sides for the 48 of Jimmy Johnson. They did have a tire get away. It was hit by the 43, but everybody's okay.
A lot of guys with 2 tires there.
I don't know who got out first there, 48 or the 18 of Bobby Labonte.
18's ahead of him on the apron of the racetrack, but we have a camera at the scoring line. Let's see what it tells us.
Well, let's see what the old camera shows.
See how close Bobby Labonte's nose is there.
looks like the winner is 18. Then 48.
All right, so under caution, Bobby Labonte winning the race off of pit road. We'll reset the strategy and restart the race for you when we come back to Michigan. Adler's on pit road. Ricky Rudd is also.
Looks like those guys might have made contact with each other.
Yeah, there's a lot of damage there right in the door.
There he is.
Just as we figured.
Oh, ran out of room there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good save. Good save.
And Jeff Gordon's in. Dave?
Alan, I'm all the way on the other end of pit lane, but I just got a report from Matt Kenseth, who was racing around him. He claims that they're dumping oil all over the place, so I don't know what you can see from up there. We'll follow up with a report.
Well, we'll see when he pulls away, maybe.
I only saw the fuel there.
Me too.
Now, these are very early pit stops, obviously for Sadler and Rudd. We saw the contact and the reason why. And for Jeff Gordon, that's going to drop him a lap down to the race leader, Kevin Harvick. And we'll see what happens. All right, Kevin Harvick is out in front, just past the 1/4 point today here at Michigan. Back at Michigan under caution, a piece of metal off of one of the cars, probably from the Elliott Sadler-Ricky Rudd confrontation, has brought out the yellow flag and brought out the cleanup trucks. We're getting set now for pit stops as the field comes to the opening of pit road.
Boy, Jeff Gordon be a lap down.
Yep.
Elliott, well, to be on, probably wind up on the tail end of the lead lap when they get back to green.
So, will we see any 2-tire stops here? It's been about 40 laps since they last came in. Just about 40.
My guess is 4 for everybody. Marty.
Leader Kevin Harvick will make his way to his pit stall. Very smooth stop for Kevin. The car's actually perfect, but what they're going to do is a pound into the right rear to start the car a little bit loose. Bill, the 48 car of Jimmy Johnson is tight. They talked about 2, decided to take on 4 tires, make a chassis adjustment to try and make them a little bit better. Tony Stewart also getting 4 tires, weaves his way out of traffic. He heads out following the 29. Johnson still sitting here. Long stop on the left front on the 48.
Leads, Stewart is second, Robbie Gordon is third, Terry Labonte, great pit stop, out fourth, and Greg Biffle is fifth, followed by Ryan Newman, Sterling Marlin, Rusty Wallace, Michael Waltrip, and Bill Elliott. You heard the description of the Jimmy Johnson pit stop as being long. He's all the way back to 11th as Harvick disposes of Gordon quickly.
Yeah, that didn't last long.
Well, now Jeff Gordon's not even the first car 1 lap down as Elliott Sadler goes by him. All right, we wondered if something was up on the 20 car. Bill, what'd you find out?
Just a little free on the get-go, Alan, so watch for that throughout the race. But just a little free on the early laps after they stopped. Matt?
Bill, starting with Dover, Terry Labonte's been on a great run of momentum. Only 1 finish outside of the top 20 today. Battling a tight race car from the get-go. Another track bar adjustment.
Todd Bodine and Kenny Wallace. Bodine's car is pitched up in the air.
Don't fire.
A heavy crash. Wow.
And Todd Bodine and Kenny Wallace both out of their cars.
Todd had the window net down before the car stopped.
And Kenny was getting out of his car before it stopped.
See Kenny's Hans device on the back of his neck.
Kenny's car was on fire. He was going to get out of that thing fast.
And there's Todd.
There you see the 54 car in the middle. Kenny Wallace up high.
This is racing for 25th place.
And Kurt Busch is going to get in the 54 and turn him up in front of the 23.
Yep.
Look at that.
Wow. And all that fire is coming from Kenny Wallace's car.
That's a camera shot there.
Now that's a camera shot.
Now watch this angle. Watch the window net up. Todd Bodine's car.
He feels all that fire.
Yep, he's one. That's dropped right now. That is down.
See, when he felt that fire, he didn't know that it wasn't his car on fire. It might have been his car, so he didn't realize it was Kenny Wallace's car where he was feeling the heat.
He was feeling that heat, too.
Yeah, he was feeling that heat. He was like Kenny. He was getting out of there quick.
Look, they're bailing out of the cars, and there's still another car coming down the track.
That's the scary thing, but when you're on fire, you're not thinking about that. You're just thinking about getting out.
That was an unbelievable hit. That was one of the hardest I've seen in a long time.
Jimmy Johnson, first off pit road, is restarting in 17th place as we take the green. That I'm positive of. And Bill said, Bill was telling us during the commercial break that his crew chief, Chad Knaus, just made the point. He started 15th on the initial drop of the green flag in the race and got to the lead pretty quickly. So, optimism there.
And Chad also told Bill, I think that, you know, this is a segment of the race that Michigan that usually goes green flag racing for 100 miles or so. So that's one reason that he stopped after only 9 laps to get some fuel and more tires.
Kevin Harvick leads. Terry Labonte is second.
Oh, Ricky Craven in the wall.
Oh, Casey Mears.
Just gets touched in the left rear and turned that 41 car head on in the wall. Watch that 41 right into the wall.
See that right front wheel is turned to the right, so it looked like he may have bent something in the steering. And that's why he was going back up the racetrack.
We got trouble at the entrance to pit road. Rusty Wallace and Dale Earnhardt Jr. just tangled coming onto the pit stops. Look at the damage to Junior's car.
That's a lot of damage.
Knock the left front fender in.
Man, watch this. They're trying to come to pit road. Ryan Newman fakes. Harvick's coming in. Rusty decides to go back out, but Junior's there.
That's unbelievable.
That is unbelievable.
What a mess. All right, Bill.
Well, you can imagine the conversation on the radio after that. Nobody very happy. Junior's on pit road. They go to the right side first. They're going to put the tires on. Then they'll have to come around to the left side. They're crawling for hammers. They'll have to bang that sheet metal out around the left front, work on the lower front portion of the grill. They have to lift the car up to slide the jack underneath it because the tires are flat. They get it up, get the jack underneath. They got a lot of work ahead of them.
Here's his onboard view of this.
Gotta see what. Get out.
Oh, man, I'd be hot.
So a couple of guys running in the top 10 get tangled up. One trying to get to pit road, one trying not to. Meantime, Ryan Newman did not pit under this caution. Jimmy Johnson is second. Remember, Johnson stopped last yellow. Newman didn't. Wonder what Matt Borland and the 12 team are thinking right now. Ryan Newman's the leader. Jimmy Johnson is second. Ward Burton third.
Green flag.
Jason Leffler fourth. Sterling Marlin fifth, followed by Mike Skinner, Matt Kenseth, Kurt Busch, Ken Schrader, and Bill Elliott. Those are your top 10. First guy off of pit road of those that stopped this last time, Kevin Harvick. He's back in 15th place. And Dale Earnhardt Jr. lost a lap on the pit road, getting repairs made. He is now in 37th place, one lap down. Rusty Wallace on the lead lap, 33rd place.
In the 48 car, Johnson has better tires than Ryan Newman.
And he's got two right side tires that are 9 laps fresher. But here's the thing I'm thinking about Newman, BP and Wally. He stopped at lap 55, didn't stop at 68 when Jimmy Johnson and the others did, and then didn't stop again at 78 when Harvick and the other guys he was racing with did.
Well, I can't understand that myself.
No.
Sterling Marlin, the 40 car, trying to get by Jason Leffler in zero. Couldn't quite make it. Here comes Matt Kenseth into the battle.
Championship leader Kenseth in the 17 started 33rd. Languished around in the back of the pack for most of the race, but now through that little strategy call, Dave, here he is into the top 10.
And Al, the best news of all is after all the problems they had with the car being tight earlier, on the last stop, 4 tires, no changes. He stayed out this last time, but the time before that, no changes to the chassis. And Matt radioed in, hey guys, I think I've got a car. I can drive into the top 10.
Going back to that incident with Rusty Wallace, Jr. was not supposed to pit. Caution is coming out. Jr. wanted to pit. They told him, no, stay out, stay out. So it might not all be on Rusty here.
Oh, okay. Well, there's pieces of debris from Junior's car down this front straightaway, and so the caution's going to come out for that. Look at that.
Well, blew in the right spot. Coming off the corner instead of going in.
Look at this.
Most everyone is coming down pit road.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Because you can make it from here on one more stop. That's why they're all in.
7 lead lap cars are all that stayed out, Marty.
I don't know, one more stop's going to be tight for this 12 bunches. They have a lot of fuel spill out right there. A little bit tight for Newman. It's going to be a little wedge in the right side right there. 2 rounds in, it'll be 2 tires for Ryan Newman.
It's Jimmy Johnson leading, Kurt Busch is second, Jeff Gordon is trying to get back on the lead lap in that 24.
You see Harvick just shoot through the middle of those cars, Kevin LePage and Sterling Marlin, to take over the 3rd position.
Word with us earlier, Jeff Gordon cut down a left front tire, had to duck onto pit road for an unscheduled stop at lap 50. Then the caution came out at lap 55, traveling a lap down. He hasn't been able to make it up yet. Caution is out, Rusty Wallace.
And this looks exactly like Ryan Newman's car in June.
Except the flame's not up inside the cockpit.
Not as badly as they were.
A lot of smoke in that car, though.
Rusty wants out.
He's got that net down.
Get out of that thing.
I wonder if that fire extinguisher is going to go off here in the back. Doesn't look like it.
I mean, that looks exactly like Ryan Newman's car burning the rear of these cars.
Well, that looks to me like he's got oil all up the back of the car that's burning
not
on
really
the outside.
inside.
And we can't see if the extinguisher's gone off in the trunk or not.
Lost an engine.
And I'll tell you what, there's probably a lot of oil on those front tires and rear tires, so Rusty did a good job keeping it out of the wall.
And there's where something went through the oil pan. The oil gets back on the exhaust system, catches it on fire.
And he can't see on top of that.
Yeah, you can see nothing. I would imagine that they're directed. Earl Barber is probably directing him from the spotter stand where he can turn when he can't turn.
Down to the start-finish line, beginning the bailout process here before he even gets the car stopped. Just knowing he wants out.
Yeah, even though you're on fire and you're driving the car, you're unhooking as much as you can. So when you do stop the car, you can get out quick.
Marty.
What a crazy race, and here's to be some strategy to finish up this race. Kurt Busch comes down in second place. He said, guys, I cannot lose track position. We are keying out front. Clean the windshield a little bit tight. Half pound on the right front. Kevin Harvick on the bottom of the screen in third, 4 tires, no changes. Bill? Jimmy Johnson in the 48 car, chassis adjustment, and they're going to adjust the inner liner pressure to try and make the car handle a little bit better. Had some lug nut issues earlier in the race. Not this time, he's on his way. Almost got clipped by the 43.
Well, the 97 took 4 tires, but I think there's probably a few of those guys in front of them that took 2, obviously.
Matt Kenseth came in.
Did he really?
We talked about that he might be one of the guys that stayed out. They came in. There he is leaving pit road. Got 4 tires. So we'll see what happens here when we come back to Michigan in just a minute. Only 2 tires on their pit stop.
Restart. Jeff Gordon pulls between himself and the leader, Kevin Harvick.
Jeff Gordon not on the lead lap, back in 31st place.
Here comes Spencer and Tony Stewart.
Yeah, working some lap traffic there. That's Kevin LePage in the 57. 33rd place, 1 lap down.
Jimmy Spencer's car was really, really fast on the short runs, but
second place here.
Falls off on after about 10 or 15 laps.
Jimmy Johnson, 4 tires on his stop. Robbie Gordon with just rights.
Oh, cannot quite clear Robbie Gordon. So look at Gordon come back on the outside with that momentum that Wally's been talking about off the corner.
And Greg Biffle lurking behind him to see which lane opens up the fastest.
Yeah, wherever he decides to go, that's going to help the guy he's in back of. Here comes Ryan Newman. Boy, he had a steam there, getting off of 4. Falls down below.
Second and third, 4th and 5th.
With Ryan Newman.
Oh, 1 car up in smoke, turn 1.
Oh, he's
Bobby
going up
Labonte. Caution's out.
Oh, what a great job he did getting up, getting the car slowed down and not getting in the wall. Good job, Bobby. Or lucky Bobby, one or the other. I'll go for the good job.
The man who started on pole today. His struggles over the summer continue.
He's not going to let Jeff get his lap back.
No, and I'll tell you why. Because Kevin Harvick is 5th in the championship standings, and Jeff Gordon is 3rd. Looky here.
Yeah.
You got him a lap down, keep him a lap down. And how about your championship leader?
Matt Kenseth, they're within their window. He's going to stop, get some tires and fuel, and be good to go to the end.
Now, about 15 or 20 guys stop. The next lap, he's going to have track position, so that was a good move.
As soon as he got within that window, he said, I'm on pit road. Good move by Robbie Reiser and that crew.
Oh, boy. Who comes in? Who stays out? What do they do when they're in?
But they've all got to try, don't they, Wally? Don't they all have to pit now?
I would. I mean, you're right, BP. You have to.
And we're
gamble.
Here comes the leader.
We're thinking we're seeing just a lot of fuel top-offs here, right? Oh, some guys stay out. Spencer stayed out. Kurt Busch, Dale Jarrett, Sterling Marlin, all stayed out here. Kevin Harvick, Jimmy Johnson, Greg Biffle, Ryan Newman, Tony Stewart among those who are coming in. How about the leader?
Yeah, how about the leader making the dive to pit road? Kevin came on the radio, said, I think tires will make a difference. Can we take off left sides? They said that did not work for Robbie Gordon earlier, so it'll be right side tires, no changes, full of fuel. Bill? The 48 of Jimmy Johnson on pit road, right on the edge of their fuel window. Chassis adjustment, 4 tires, top it off with fuel. He will be deep in the field trying to work his way back to the front. Tony Stewart was also on pit road. That was gas and a chassis adjustment for the 20.
Okay,
So a lot of those guys took fuel only that I was watching.
Yeah, Biffle in the 16 car was fuel only.
Skinner looked like he took fuel only.
Okay, that I saw on that last set, everybody got just fuel except Harvick and Jimmy Johnson, who took 4 tires. So they gave up the position. I mean, they were in front of Ryan Newman and Tony Stewart and all those guys. Now they're behind them, but they've got fresher tires.
Okay.
Watch this as they came off pit road.
And then they had to stop because the paddle man was down there.
What? Now, who wins this?
Ooh. Wow, I can give that
man.
to Johnson.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Tail end of the lead lap in front of Jimmy Spencer, who's the leader. Kurt Busch second, Dale Jarrett third, Sterling Marlin fourth, Bill Elliott fifth, Jeremy Mayfield sixth, Christian Fittipaldi seventh. Then the first of the guys who came in and topped off the fuel, Mark Martin, back in 8th place. Ken Schrader in 9th, Steve Park in 10th. Matt Kenseth is 13th. And then you get all the way back to Ryan Newman in 21st. And Jimmy Johnson and Kevin Harvick in 27th and 28th.
Look at Spencer just blow by Jeff. Well, I thought he was going by Gordon. Here comes Kurt Busch right up on the back bumper of Jimmy Spencer. Spencer gets loose. Wow.
That's arrow loose. At its best.
The leader, Kurt Busch, out in front. So Kurt Busch takes over the lead for the first time all race long. Remember, back in June, he didn't lead here until lap 177. The checkers fall at 200. He won back in June. How about the leader, Marty?
Doing pretty good, and when you race with Jimmy Spencer there, it might have been a little bit of payback. Earlier, Spencer came into Kurt Busch, caved in his right front fender a little bit. They've had a bad push ever since. Kurt told Jimmy Finney on the radio, if I can get to the front, I can live with it, but behind other cars, it's absolutely terrible. I have to take advantage of this restart.
Oh, we got smoke out of the 88 car.
I think that was just laying on the tire laying on the right front fender.
Boy,
he drove the car in the corner so hard.
Man, laying all over that.
It's been a miserable season for Dale Jarrett. Yeah, he's won a race back early in the season, but it's been a miserable summer for DJ.
Oh,
Kurt Busch.
And that's what they talk about under these cars. And here comes DJ for the lead in that 88 car. They talk
Keep your
about
rhythm and run away from him now.
I think so. 8th leader today, Dale Jarrett.
Look at that.
That is a lot of smoke.
Saw Rusty Wallace doing that in happy hour yesterday.
He bounced off somebody earlier and has that right front pushed in a little bit. Or you think it's just the top of the fender?
I think it's the top of the fenders.
Hitting the tire. I just think he's driving the car down in the corners. Oh, look at here.
Oh!
And there goes Biffle on the outside, making it 3 wide, trying to go on the outside. Look at this.
1, 2, 3, 4 wide.
Man.
And Mark had to just jump out of the throttle there because he was in the worst spot right there.
Harvick and Johnson try to charge back up through the field. Ryan Newman there also. Harvick's up to 11th. Restarted 28th. Just a couple of laps ago.
Look at Biffle right in the middle. Careful, Greg, not a good spot. Wisely backed off the gas. DJ still trying to put the 24 car lap down. Here comes a 97.
And the
Busch.
7.
And the 7.
Yep, Jimmy Spencer. Jeff Gordon desperate here to stay in front of the leader. If he can get in front of the leader and come in and get 4 tires, he can make a charge and make something on it today. But he just can't be in front of the leader when the caution falls, it seems like, despite all the yellows we've had today.
DJ.
Oh, man, he's grinding that front air dam off the car. The soft springs and everything.
Well, I can't believe.
That just tells me how much DJ wants this, how hard he's driving that thing, Marty.
Well, he wants to win, BP. It's been a while since DJ won. It was February at Rockingham. Sean Parker said the rub just now started. NASCAR did come and say, you need to check for smoke. Sean said, it's fine, don't worry about it. But remember, this 88 car does have to stop again. They are 10 laps short on fuel.
Oh, that's heartbreaking. This is the first race Dale Jarrett has led since Talladega, the 8th race of the season. This is race 23.
Oh, look at that run that Kurt Busch has coming off the corner.
Behind him, Jimmy Spencer, Sterling Marlin.
Jeff Gordon is not laying down on this deal.
Oh, he's trying as best he can.
It's Bill Elliott creeping into the picture at the front of the race. Haven't talked about him all day. He's kind of been mired in the middle of the pack.
I think that's another car that's probably going to have to make a pit stop before this thing is over.
Dale Jarrett last stopped at lap 135, so 65 to go. That's why he's going to come in so much short.
Oh, that tire rub's not getting any better, is it? Oh, here we go. Busch on the outside for the lead.
Got him. Kurt Busch back out in front. Kurt's going to run high. DJ's going to run low.
DJ's car doesn't smoke like that.
Don't worry about fuel. Do not worry about any fuel.
All right. That was Jimmy Finning, wasn't it?
That was Dale Jarrett's radio
Dale
show.
Jarrett's radio.
Wow, what a little stretch of race this has been. Third place here, Sterling Marlin on the move in the 40.
Like trying to get Jimmy off the throttle just a little bit so he could squeeze in front of him, and it worked.
Yeah. Yeah, you drive up there right next to the guy, and if you have to wait just one little second longer to turn the car, sometimes your car pushes, and like you said, BP, you got to get out of the throttle and got the spot.
A great job today by that 40 team. Changed engine, started last in this race, and now they're up to third. Kurt Busch is out in front, 35 laps to go here at Michigan. Still some fuel drama to be played out in this one, and we've had a lot of caution flags. Are we done with the yellow today? Lead here at Michigan in the GFS Marketplace 400. Kurt Busch is the leader by 1.4 seconds over Dale Jarrett. Had a variety of pit stops and pit stop strategies today. We want to set the finish of the race up for you by going through the field. Let you know where everybody's at on their fuel strategy. Well, hang on here. Before we do that, Dale Jr.'s off the pace.
You got a left front tire down, or?
Looks like it. This is your second place man in the championship. All right, Matty, how about it?
Left front tire is flat.
Yeah, they've had trouble with that ever since he was involved in that incident with Rusty Wallace. So on to pit road now, late in the race. Right side tires around to the left. Left front is definitely cut. So more problems for Junior, losing a lot of points today.
All right, sorry about that, Bill. So Dale Jr. right now in 33rd place. He's about 22 laps ahead of the next guy in line, who's Derek Cope, that spent time behind the wall, so he's not going to lose any positions here. But it's been a miserable day for Dale Jr. Okay, now, through the field, set up who can make it, who can't, as far as fuel and what the strategies are as we get into these final laps. We'll start with the leader, Kurt Busch, and Marty Snyder.
Alan, first of all, a point of clarification. They did fix that fender damage we talked about earlier when they got into the 7 car. Kurt last pitted on lap 135. That would be 65 laps rather, to the end of the race. So, of course, they can't make it. But they can. They're going all the way. Jimmy Finning says we'll run out about the checkered flag. Behind him, Dale Jarrett on the track running very well. The car has been excellent for DJ. What a great thing it would be to have these guys finish in the top 5. But they are 10 laps short on fuel. They will have to stop again, Dave.
Marty, the 40 car of Sterling Marlin will have to stop on or about lap 182. He cannot go all the way. Neither can the car directly behind him, Jimmy Spencer. They both pitted at the same time. Spencer's group can only get about 48 laps on fuel. And again, Jimmy Spencer can only go 48 laps on fuel, so they will have to come in and stop again. Matt?
Bill Elliott has battled back into this race. A set of tires and a second stop didn't match up well with his chassis setup. He fell back, but he's running in the 5th position, looking for his 8th Michigan win. The problem, they are at least 10 laps shy of making out fuel, Marty.
And Matty, it's the same thing for Ryan Newman. Such a fast race car right now. He said it's not bad right now, but I just feel like I've used up the tires. They are about 4 laps short on fuel. This car won Dover. It won Chicago. Most likely it will not win today. Right behind them, Kevin Harvick on the racetrack. Kevin has had one of the fastest cars all day long. They can go all the way on fuel. The 4 tires are working, even though Jimmy Johnson trying to pass Harvick right now on that low line. 4 tires are working very well for Harvick. Wow, that was close, wasn't it, guys? Bill?
Whoa, and it's still close.
It sure is, Wally, isn't it? The 48 battling to get around the 29. From 27th to about 7th right now for Jimmy Johnson. In our fuel mileage piece on the countdown to green, Jeff Gordon said when your crew chief tells you you're going to be a half a lap short, you don't pay any attention. Chad Knaus just told Jimmy Johnson we are half a lap short.
Cars onto pit road. Dave?
Jimmy Spencer could wait no longer. They count. It's like a 4 or 5 count that he wanted to get in there, and now they get him off pit road.
And Spencer leads fuel only, but they changed right side tires on Sterling Marlin's car. Probably not a bad decision with 16 laps to go.
But without a caution flag, those guys are they're gonna struggle to stay on the lead lap, because here comes Kurt Busch to the start-finish line, and they're just leaving pit road. I was talking about Matt Kenseth and the fact that his championship lead is going to take another big jump here today. Been a lot of discussion. Does the system used to determine the NASCAR Winston Cup champion need to be changed? And a lot of that discussion prompted by the fact that Kenseth has got such a huge lead so far this year. We spoke with Matt earlier in the weekend about it. He said he's not sure why the cry to change the points and explains his reasoning.
But I think everybody right directly behind us has only won 1 race also. So it's not like the second, third place guy won 6 or 7 races and they're still trailing us. They haven't. So, I feel good about what we've been doing. I'd like to win more races. We're doing everything we can. But, everybody out here wants to win races and everybody's doing what they can. And as tight as all the rules are now and as close to the same as all our cars are and how good all the teams are, it's tough to be able to win a lot of races.
Very valid point.
It is a very valid point.
The guys that have won a lot of races, like Ryan Newman and Kurt Busch, have fallen out of 4 and 5 races.
Bill Elliott, 9 car.
And Bill Elliott in. Rodney Rhodes was told just to fill it, Bill to go on the jack. They only needed a few seconds. They took on right side tires as well.
So waiting to see when Dale Jarrett comes onto pit road and gives up 2nd spot, and if Ryan Newman comes in and gives up 3rd. And if Kurt Busch has enough gas to make the checkered flag.
Yeah.
65 laps. When they stopped last.
Wow. It's hard to believe that Kurt Busch can run 65 laps, 130 miles.
I would say Harvick and Johnson's crew chiefs are telling their drivers, nah, he can't make it. Don't worry about him.
Yeah.
Don't worry about Kurt Busch. He'll run out.
Sure. Question is,
DJ.
Willie. 2nd place car slowing off turn 4. 55-mile-an-hour pit road speed beginning there.
Get all you can down here. Stay close to the wall, and you will leave on me.
Sean Parker, the crew chief, giving instructions to Dale Jarrett. Marty.
About 3.5 seconds of fuel, that's all they need. He came on the radio to DJ and said, I'm sorry, we have to pit, otherwise we'll run out of fuel. There's a 3.5 seconds of fuel, a little bit longer than what they wanted. They're going to go here, and there's a lot more fuel I thought they would have to take. Sean said about 3.5 seconds was all they would need, but he definitely has it all, enough to make it all the way now.
So we'll see where Dale shakes out when he comes back up on the track. Bill Elliott and Sterling Marlin, we saw a minute ago, are back up in 25th and 26th places by having to make the splash and go stops. Kurt Busch, 2.9 seconds up on Ryan Newman. Greg Biffle in the 16 and Tony Stewart in the 20, racing for 5th.
And running two distinct different lines around the speedway. The Granger car high on the speedway, Tony Stewart right on the bottom.
Greg Biffle, his only Winston Cup start here at Michigan back in June resulted in a 31st place finish. So significant improvement today for the leading driver in the Ray Vestas Rookie of the Year standings. He's barely on top of Jamie McMurray, 4 points entering today, but with a top 10 finish, that'll help open his lead up just a little bit, huh, Matty?
That's exactly what he had in his mind earlier in the race when they were questionable on fuel. He told Randy Goss, look, don't get us so close on the gamble that we run out. We need to come out of here with a top 10 finish, even better, hopefully a top 5. That's what he's hoping for today. Remember, he won back at Daytona, only one top 10 finish since he won at Daytona. That was a 10th in New Hampshire.
Biffle running 6th right now after Tony Stewart finished the pass. Tony Stewart started today in 23rd. Has not led. Moved to the front, went toward the back, moved toward the front. They just kind of shuffled up and down the standings all day long.
You know, Benny, I wonder if these fuel pressure gauges anymore even work in these cars, the way these pickups are. You know what I mean? Because when you're out in these cars now, you're out. It's not like it runs out for a lap or two.
Used to, you could watch a fuel pressure gauge and they would start going up and down. The gauge would go down to 0, back up to 6 or 7.
Watch your fuel.
Now, they're just out.
See, and that's what he just said. Watch your fuel. So he's watching that gauge, but I'm not so sure that... Well, I think when it flutters once, you're done.
Is Jimmy telling him to watch the fuel pressure gauge, or just
maybe,
be careful with
maybe be careful with the throttle.
There's second place Ryan Newman. That's 2.2 seconds. Last lap by, Newman was 0.6 of a second quicker than Kurt Busch. But Marty, we heard earlier Ryan Newman couldn't make the finish on fuel.
That's correct, and the calculator still does not lie. They cannot make it on fuel, but they're not going to come down pit road. Matt Borland said, how have you done on fuel this run? He said, I've been saving since we got out here. He said, well, we're going to leave you out then. He said, I'm not using any brakes right now. I think we should chance it. That's what the 12 bunch is going to do. Bill?
Joe Gibbs Racing guys admit they have not gotten the fuel mileage they need to be competitive in the Winston Cup Series. Their guys say they really took a beating this week from their superiors trying to find more fuel mileage. They have a test scheduled at Kentucky to take 2 cars down there and test for nothing but fuel mileage. Unfortunately, that test is still 2 weeks away. They said they worked extremely hard in the shop this week to improve their fuel mileage. We're about to find out if the 20 car did.
So here's what we got here with the fuel mileage picture right now. Kurt Busch is trying to run 65 laps to the finish. Ryan Newman pitted at the same time Kevin Harvick did, but says he can't make it. And Harvick running 3rd might be in the catbird seat if the 97 and the 12 run dry.
Now, I thought Tip and Elliott this morning thought that their fuel mileage was going to be okay today. They felt that below the 1.5 mile racetracks is where they really struggled on fuel mileage. So it will be interesting to see if these guys can go. But it didn't sound like it was an issue with them this morning.
So, does it run out? That's the question from now to the checkered flag. Do the 97 and the 12 bobble.
Well, not only does it run out, but the 97's got to run, I should say, slow enough to try to stay in front of the 12 car.
Look at the speeds last time by. The difference between first and second, 3 miles per hour. And Newman was faster than Kevin Harvick.
So Busch is trying to save fuel, obviously, but he's also looking up in the mirror every 5 seconds to see how much that 12 car is gaining. And that is such a tough deal to do, to try to run hard and stay in front of the guy you're racing, but do a fuel run.
And Newman is closing fast, Marty.
He just came on the radio and he said, what do you want me to do? He's obviously saving fuel. You want me to catch him, or do you want me to save fuel too? And Matt Borland said, you know, I don't know what's going to happen. Just go catch him. Why not?
Yeah, you got to gamble. You're running second. Why not go for it?
Kurt Busch told me on Friday he's a big baseball fan. He spent the time between last Sunday's Watkins Glen race and today going to Major League ball games in Pittsburgh and Cincinnati, and then drove up here. He's hoping not to get tagged out at home right now.
But here comes the guy. This guy can make it. I'm sure the 29 car Harvick can make it. These 2 cars in front, I'm not too sure.
They both may run out.
Newman may pass Kurt Busch right here in the next lap or two, but then will he have enough fuel? Look at this. Ryan Newman right up on Kurt Busch for the race lead. Coming to 3 laps to go.
That engine is still running, that 97 car, folks. You can hear it.
Now, Newman's got to be careful not to stay behind the 97 car. There he goes. He's going to make the pass here. You don't want the 97 to run out of gas when you're right behind him.
Or you run out of gas right in front of the 97.
Right.
Side by side for the lead.
Remember last week, Jeff Gordon coming off the last corner on the last lap, ran out of fuel. Kevin Harvick ran in the back of him, and Jeff Gordon went from about 4th to 32nd or something.
Jimmy Johnson is out of fuel. Sorry, Alan.
The 48's out of gas?
Out of gas. They said they were right on the bubble, remember?
He was one of the guys that stopped. He's 2 laps short.
He took gas, one of the latest guys to take fuel.
He stopped with 52 to go. So they're coming.
Not anymore.
Yeah, it's totally
Not
quit.
running is what he's saying.
It's totally quit. So they're getting ready to see the white flag. Ryan Newman about 5 car lengths in front of Kurt Busch. Will the fuel hold up for either one or both?
Kurt Busch is out of
97's
gas.
out of gas, too.
Busch is out.
97 to pit road. 65 laps was too much.
Man,
White flag is up.
Harvick's
Does Ryan
licking his
Newman
chops.
have enough fuel to get 2 more miles and win?
Can the 12 car, can he make it? Remember, where was Chicago? He ran more laps, more miles than we thought he could run.
1 more mile for Ryan Newman. 2 seconds in front of Kevin Harvick. But that means that's not a big enough lead. He's going to have much coasting room. He's got to power it all the way almost to the finish line. Final corner, it hasn't bobbled yet.
Call breaking in a new gas man right there, buddy.
Checkered flag and 5th win of the season. The fuel holds up for Ryan Newman. Newman wins at Michigan, 1.5 seconds over Kevin Harvick, as Kurt Busch and Jimmy Johnson came up dry on the fuel in the final miles. Steve Park, Robbie Gordon racing for 5th and 6th there. Park gets it by fractions of a second.
Great job, everybody. Great job, everybody.
That's unbelievable.
Oh, you should feel the relief down here. I got to buy you a new calculator, 4 laps short. What's that about?
Well, Ryan saved quite a bit of fuel there at the end, and he's just really good at doing that, and also being able to carry a lot of speed. Did a great job today, and the guys in the pits just did an awesome stop that last stop, and just put the Altel Dodge in the right position, and Ryan took it from there.
You told him with 4 to go, pull the trigger, because I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, we weren't sure if the 97 was going to run out, or if we were. At that point, just said, let's go for it and see what happens.
There you go. They win all kinds of ways this 12 bunch, and how about that burnout?
Still running. Now we can't see. Check out how they finished today here at Michigan. In the GFS Marketplace 400, Ryan Newman picking up yet another Winston Cup win in 2003, his 5th of the season.
See, Steve Park, great to see a good run for him in 5th spot.
Top 10 for Ken Schrader.
How about that?
Kenseth.
8th spot. And Kenseth comes home 9th.
Championship standings. It was 258. Kenseth the junior coming in. It's 329 now. Jeff Gordon, 461 points back. See you next weekend from Bristol. You've been watching NASCAR.